Beloved children, I am glad to see so many of you have come. It shows me that you have not forgotten that only faith which is practiced is true faith. In
Walk
tonight's
blessed.
sermon, I want to talk about death. There is hardly a feeling which wakes similar emotions in us. Why do we have to die? Is death not a punishment? And if so, why does Malthus grant some of us a life full of peace and serenity, while others, equally path-abiding people, have to endure suffering? It seems unjust, yes, and I too oftentimes have asked myself how such inequality can persist under Malthus's watchful eyes. Yet the answer is so near, if only we know where to look. For it is not the lack of answers, but the question itself that is the problem. Let me recite to you a passage from the letters of Father Weidenthal. And so the grieving widow said after her companion's death to Malthus, "O Lightborn, why must I suffer such woe? Why must I until the end of my path live in grief, while the baker's woman can live happily with her wife?" And then a figure made of pure light appeared, so divine and sublime that the widow fell onto her knees, for she realized it was but Malthus himself. "Do not grieve for the loss of your man, O lost soul," he said. "He was a path-abiding, noble being, and I myself have judged his deeds in his last journey. He is now walking on the eternal path at my side." But despite the musical voice of the light figure, the widow could not find peace, for she remembered all the joy, all the beautiful moments she and her man had been granted together. "O Lightborn, I understand that my husband is now at peace, but I shall never see him again. So why do you punish me with such suffering? Have I not, too, always lived a path-abiding life of worship and faith?" Then something incredible happened. The light figure knelt right before the woman, and full of fatherly love caressed her gray hair. For a brief moment the widow felt all the divine love in her heart. Yes, she felt as if she had realized a greater truth, like a man who, for all his life, saw the world through a tainted window, and just now realized he only had to open the door to walk outside. "Your question speaks of great providence," said the Lightborn, full of compassion and dignity. "But tell me, what would make your life worth living, were there to be no death? Is it not death itself that gives you the wish to cherish each day? Would you not, should eternal life be granted to you, spend every day in pondering, full of grey thoughts and dullness, for you would know that in 1,000 years you shall still be in this very same place?" The light figure rose. Only mortality grants a soul the courage to walk the holy path. And like a wound lets a warrior emerge from battle even stronger, your grief shall help you come forth as a wiser woman. And tenderly it added, "This realization was also, O child, why I chose to not limit death in its doing, even for my faithful followers, because only a life with an end is a life worthy of living." The woman broke into tears as she realized the wisdom within Malthus's words. Uttering words of gratitude, she lowered her head onto the floor, for the words of the Lightborn had helped her not to see her grief as punishment, but as a trial. And when she looked up again, the Lightborn was gone. Ponder on those words, if sadness troubles your thoughts. Only a life with death is worth living, even if its arbitrariness may seem unjust to you. I wish you all a pleasant night. Walk blessed.